of course London, and of course even India. And I'm grateful to all of you because we are basically an occupied nation by Pakistan. We got occupied in 48 after they accepted our independence and sovereignty. Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah and the Pakistani team, because Kalat, Baloch and Pakistan, which wasn't created, had more than several meetings from June 3rd, 1947 to August 7, 1947, chaired by the last Viceroy of India, Louis Mountbatten. And on Kalat side, it was my grandfather, our Prime Minister, and our legal advisor. And on Pakistan side, it was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Liaquat Ali Khan, and there was an officer of the Foreign Office, S.B. Shah. So these meetings continued from June to August, and finally there was a press commune which was given by Muhammad Ali Jinnah on the 11th of August to New York Times, and in which they accepted the independence and sovereignty of Kalat Baloch, and there were certain things which would have been discussed later, which was the leased areas which were leased by Kalat to the British Crown, and defense, foreign affairs, and currency. These were the three things which were going to be discussed. But in the meantime, we had our independence on 11th of August 1947 from Britain. And during the time in these 9 months, there was a jirga called in Sibi in January 1948, in which some of our sardars or chiefs who had gone there. And then in the meantime, in on March 13th, 1948, there were 3 other states which were created by Pakistan, which were like Haran, Makran, and Lasbela, which were the feudatories of Kalat, which were like 2 of the chiefs were part of Jalawan, and one of the chiefs, which was Haran, was part of Sarawan. Our region, basically of Balochistan, were into 5 regions. One was Sarawan, which means the upper waters, and then it was Jalawan, the lower waters or lowlands, and then was Kachhi Nasirabad, and some of our parts which are like Jakmabad and Shikarpur, which are part of Sindh, and which were the leased areas which were leased to the British. Southern Punjab, which was called Arand and Dajal, almost about 14 to 16% of south of Punjab, that area of Punjab was again part of Kalat, Balochistan. And of course, Makran and Haran and Lasbela, they were both part of Sarawan and Jalawan. So they created these 3 states illegally, and finally they moved their troops. And under the barrel of the gun, had my grandfather sign the annexation agreement on 28th of March 1948. So since then, The first rebellion or the uprising started in 1948, which was done by the Khan's younger brother, who was the governor of the Makran region, Prince Abdul Karim. He was also, he did his, he fought, and finally there were negotiations on the Holy Quran. They brought him down from the mountains, and he was in jail for 22 years of his life. Then the second rebellion started in 1958. Again, they stormed the palace of Kalat and our tribes of Jalawan. Under the command of Nawab Nawroz Khan, they rose and lots of Baloch joined them. And they continued their fight. And finally, again, there were negotiations. And again, the Holy Quran, the Holy Book, they brought the people down and hanged Nawab Nawroz Khan with 7 of his sons. And same thing continued in 1963 because the uprising in 1958 ended about in 1962, and the Murray uprising started in 1963. Again, same thing. Continued the negotiations, and again, most of the people who were involved in this uprising were behind bars and for quite some time, and they were tortured. And then was the 1973 uprising, when for 18 months the NAP government was in place. The Baloch had a government, and they were removed within 18 months. And again uprising started, and that lasted till almost 1979, from 1973. And the last one is, I hope the last one that we rid ourselves from, as I and most of our Baloch call it Punjabistan, not Pakistan anymore, because all the resources are being, our resources are being stolen by us, not spent on us. Even if you see gas, it started, they exploded in 1952. And even the nearest village, which were about 1 or 2 or 5 kilometers from the fields, till date haven't been given any sweet gas, which is the natural gas. And almost 1800 miles, whether you go up till Peshawar and down till Karachi, everyone has got natural gas except the villages around the gas fields and that region. Same goes for our Sendak copper project, which was given to the Chinese in the early 80s, and not even 1% of the royalty has been given till now to the Balochistan government. And same goes for other natural resources. Our flights that go over Balochistan, none of that money has ever been given to the provincial government at present. And in the meantime, one of their very staunch allies of Pakistan's establishment, Nawab Akbar Khan Kutri, he was also cornered after, I think, about 58 years. And he was at that age forced to leave his house because his house was bombed. And he had to go to the mountains, and they bombed him in his hideout. And till date, nobody knows who was buried in the coffin because it was locked. It is the first time in history of any Muslim, rulers, that a coffin has been locked before they buried. So even the family couldn't see who was in that coffin. And still it's a myth till maybe somebody goes into the details and goes and finds out whether it was Nawab Akbar Khan or maybe no one even in that coffin. So this is the plight of Baloch. So since 2002 this thing started, and in 2005 he was 2006 he was assassinated, and after his assassination I called a jirga, which is a tribal elders meeting. It's again in first time in history in about 136 years that every aspect of Baloch society had been asked to basically attend that jirga, whether it was the chiefs of every tribe from the province of Balochistan and Sindh and even Punjab and there Ismail Khan, including all their clansmen and their notables, including all the political party and their representatives and even the student wings. And in that, all my nation, in other words, or people, they gave me an authority to take our case of occupation to the International Court. And since 2006 December, I'm out of the country, and then I came to the UK in July 2007. And since then, I got my asylum, which was again very difficult. They had made it very difficult for me, and the British government were not giving me asylum, so the UNHCR, they intervened after 3 years, and so finally I got my asylum over there. And since then I'm trying to basically take the Baloch misery or the story or the genocide that's happening on our people to almost every parliament in the Western world, whether it be the European Parliament, whether it was the Swedish or the Norwegian Parliament, the British Parliament, even basically Italian and French Parliament, including the Italian and others, and still we are trying to take it wherever there is left. And in the meanwhile, none of the governments of the Western world except the American Congress, they had a hearing in 2012, which was again, they supported the independence of Balochistan, first time in the history of American Congress. And they had several other hearings in which they stopped aid for different purposes that they were given, which were being used against the Baloch, whether it was military or other assistance. And same goes on basically. Now I think either today or tomorrow they are trying to, our friends who were helpful in doing all these members of Congress and women and senators, and they are trying to declare Pakistan as a terrorist state, which is a state which is the breeding ground of terror in this world of today. And I don't know why has it been basically overlooked in the past 12, 14, 16 years since the 9/11 issue. Because even the soldiers which were in Afghanistan from Baloch, they were being killed and still are being killed and murdered by the Taliban. And all the Taliban bases are in Pakistan. And same goes for the terrorist acts which have been done in India, whether it be Pathankot, Bombay, or the present one in, let's say, Kashmir. So basically what we are trying, and I'm grateful to all of you because some of you are parliaments in the Swedish, I think, parliament and maybe even Norway, that you have taken out time to listen to the Baloch voice, which different organizations and different Baloch activists are trying to reach out to the world. And I'm grateful for your time, and whatever I could say in the brief time that I have over here, and I'm grateful to all of you, and especially the Prime Minister of India, which is the first country in the world, basically, which I can say, like the UN is like a cartel, in other words, because everything has got cartels, like drugs have got cartels, and like petroleum companies and countries are cartels, and in my word, even the United Nations is also a cartel, because basically it's a club in which non-members cannot enter, basically, because the members, they stop everyone entering there and voicing their concerns. And Mr. Modi being the Prime Minister of India, I'm grateful for him, to him and the Bangladesh government and even the Afghan government, because we have three governments, and their ex-president, Mr. Hamid Karzai, and of course everyone from, let's say, Greece to the United States, whoever has helped in getting our situation to a place where it is being internationalized now. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Father.